So close. Right now, Senate Commandment Edgy had nothing to lose. They are down. They're in third right now. They need the eliminations, and they need a huge game as well in order to push themselves back up in the leaderboards. Being down like this is the play. They've saved it for the moment. They know that Dictating's team is landing to the south of them. They've looted fast. They've rotated early, and they've pushed into that position and picked up an easy 2 eliminations here, which has summoned and kind of dealt with some of those real issues that they had with Storm Surge, which we have not seen them deal with typically before, but somehow in the second day, very, very problematic for them.
Yeah, definitely. Those problems start to pile up here, but hey, if they're getting ahead of the issues before they really start to take its course. Kanata, Saf, and Stretch, you know, having a great day right now, 139 points so far. And the best case scenario for them, the top 3 teams to have a struggle of a round before, then all of a sudden them to have just a pop-off game off the backs of Stretch's big clutch there. They're in 4th place, sitting comfortable, at least in a true fighting chance here for the 1st place spot. Now, it is, of course, going to come down to whether or not the performance can be met, right? If Dukes, Justin Users can outperform Tabs, Teo, and Pledge, and then the rest of the lobby, that'll be wraps. But we already know anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Indeed, they're already situating themselves up in a nice power position early on, and they're just going to be looking to get wherever they can. These hills are often claimed by those teams who land at Lazy Lake very, very early on, so we're hoping to see a large split from them, which they are. They're claiming 3 different horizontal spots here, which is good. They can have the most opportunity for tags. And actually, we saw in the feed there, Commandment finished up onto Wrigley there, so that was the 3rd elimination. So they picked up that final elim from that trio, so they were not slowing down anytime soon. They were still looking for that aggression, and they have set themselves up fantastically in this game. Same with Saf, spotting the llama.
Yeah, and they need those points, right? They need those points. Those are big points. They have a gap to fill here to catch up, Reese.
Hold on, Boofish's team being pushed by Moo right now. This is some animal. Moo right now. This is some animal on animal violence, but no, he's managed to back on out into his teammates of Kaz. I was worried that I thought Kaz and Aspect potentially had been knocked or were down out early, and this was the finishings of a final race here, but no, he's managed to get back into his teammates. This doesn't seem to be an engagement that we're going to see happening, and I'm wondering if in this final game we're going to see teams like Moo, right? Those teams who are lower down on the leaderboards go for a more aggressive game and try to pop off with a bunch of eliminations, because honestly, like, you kind of have nothing to lose at that point. Realistically, they're down in 36 is where they get more money out of this, so they need a huge game anyway. So for them, they kind of might as well up the aggression and see if they can pick up a ton of eliminations and a victory royale too.
Yeah, let's not forget, these placements stay with you as well, right? Your competitive career. So everyone here is hungry. You have the mentality of doing the best that they can, and you know, sometimes you just got to game the system. You got to game the format, and that means you need a big round with a ton of eliminations and not just an end game. Hey, we're gonna see some upsets here for sure. The potential is very high, but I think we've seen enough of those clashes, right, between some of the top teams, at least for what we'll see unfold for a last game here, game number 12 in the early game. Everything else should be relatively smooth sailing from here on out as far as the traditional pacing goes, the normal clash and whatnot. The early game fights, I don't see any of our top tier teams, they have been taken out already, getting jumped on anytime soon.
No, I think all of our top tier teams are situated in the top tier positions. This is a South zone, which remember has benefited the majority of our top 5 teams as well, right? Because SAF is relatively centered, being in Leafy Lake, but obviously a little bit to the south. We've seen Commandment sitting and edgy, already wanting and asking for those south zones as well. We see right now Slacks, Acorn, and Jack, who's currently in 5th, also being a south zone team as they drop at Slurpy Swamp, rotating themselves up now onto the Guardian Tower here. So, benefiting a lot of our top teams.
Let's take a look here, though. A quick stat. 40 points separate first from 5th compared to 70 points going into the final game last season. It's really just starting to show us how close this really is for our top 5 teams, guys. It is so close, and it has never been closer for us here on the desk. So, you know, if you are rooting for any of these guys, they all have a true fighter's chance for taking this all here.
This is what you want to see going into the final games. If you're a player, you want to have that 70-point lead. You want to keep your distance. You want to make sure that you're solidified at the top. You're safer, right? You have that position down. But for us watching, let's be real. I want to see a close game. I want to see it go down to the wire in the final match.
This is it. I mean, yeah, it hasn't been closer. Teo here, caught out by himself. Where is his teammates? Why is he eyeballing up a full trio right now? Pledge and Tabs G are down. This is devastating for our second place team right now. They are 5 points off of number 1. How can you put all this pressure on Teo's shoulders right now to actually pull home this win right now?
I mean, you've got to remember that he's going to be struggling with Storm Surge by himself to start with. Not only that, if he manages to get the 5 points out from getting that first placement threshold, and somehow Juke's team doesn't, which it doesn't seem like they're going to this moment, they're still not going to win on a tiebreaker. They're still not going to win the tiebreaker. So he needs more eliminations. They need an additional point to go alongside of that. And that is not looking like it's going to happen right now. So for Teo's team, this is so critical, and I'm not sure how he's going to do it. I would love to understand what the comms are going to be like, what the passion is going to be like in that call right now. I'm sure, to be honest, I think they're going to be deadly silent.
Oh no, Teo's getting pushed up on first. Jonathan already moving on through. Teo's not confident about this, trying to change his layer. He's going to go all the way down here, giving up the power position here. Expanding materials, trying to put up a fake, just a front right now to show, hey, we have some room to work with. Blowing through all the mess. You have to in these kind of spots. In these kind of situations, you just have to. That's all the panic setting in here, not leaving anything for risk. Be careful with that floor, though.
Be careful indeed. He's used the majority of materials here. This is heartbreaking, honestly. This is devastating to watch, as he's created such a good base run, but I don't even know if that edge underneath there is in the storm. I'm not sure if he's actually managed to make the full rotate and using those materials yet. More damage above the threshold right now. That is so close, and if that sticks, I will be very, very surprised.
Oh my gosh, and not only that, all those mats he built, it's not towards the... So he's just putting up all this, again, this spacing here. I was wondering if it was for just a fight, maybe he was trying to fight for the reboot card or something, but no, time's surely gone now. Teo peeking the cone here, trying to see if he can get any extra info right now to jump in, find the tag here. He's going to need it, guys. He's going to have to go for it. Mind you, these are enemy walls, heavy material as well. He's exposed to the side there.
No.
These are his old builds here, okay. He can actually work with this.
Oh, this is the dude who got scammed.
If he had to get an opportunity, that could have been it.
That's funny.
The air's materials in
No,
there. He's
it's
crouching.
not.
He still doesn't know if there's any still left in there, but we know they've dipped. Actually, there's one
wanna get
whole
scammed?
team. I don't
Tons
know.
of heals.
But look at this. He
Do you want to get
okay.
hacked?
So this could be it, right? He needs to get a top 25
Do you want
from
your
here,
account to get
which is going to get the next
stolen?
threshold. But
If you guess my password, bro,